Hi everyone, welcome back to Beauty Beyond 40. Today's video is all about the new and improved, upgraded DermRays Revive laser. This laser has only been out for a couple of months now, and I've been getting so many questions. People want to know, how is the new laser different from the original laser? So that's what this video is going to be all about today, and I'm really excited to get into all the details. But before we do that, if you're new here, hi, my name's Trina. I'm 50 years old. I make videos mostly about beauty devices. So if you're interested in that topic, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and I will leave links to all of this down in the description so you can go check it out later. Just like all my YouTube videos, I created chapters so you can feel free to skip around to whatever section is of most interest to you. And if you want to shop this laser, I have a link and promo code down in the description below that gets you $130 off. That's a better deal than what's currently available on the website. So make sure you use my link and code so that you can save the most. In today's video, I'm going to talk you through the features of the DermRays Revive laser and why it is my favorite laser to use and has been for a while now. I'll tell you how it's been upgraded, and the upgrades were a result of feedback from the user community. So thank you to everyone who had the original laser and shared your feedback with DermRays. I also shared my feedback with DermRays, and I was really impressed with how quickly they were able to turn around an upgraded version of the laser based on everyone's feedback. I'll talk you through the clinical studies that are available for this laser because I know that data is very important to this community and it is very important to me as well. I will show you a demo of me using the new laser on one side of my face and using the original laser on the other side of my face so you can see the differences of these lasers in action during the demo portion of the video. Then I have a set of FAQs that I'm going to review because I do get a lot of questions about this laser. I'm sure that many of you will be thinking about these questions as you're watching the video, so I have a section just for FAQs. We have a lot to cover today, so let's get right into it. The DermRays Revive laser is a 1064 nanometer laser that penetrates down into the dermis to stimulate collagen production that will smooth and tighten your skin over time. But this wavelength also can help with melasma and hyperpigmentation because this specific wavelength has been shown to reduce melanin. But not only that, there is a list of things that this laser can do. It firms and lifts the skin, tightens the skin, reduces wrinkles, fades spots and acne scars, smooths texture, evens out your skin tone, and reduces redness. I did a 30-day test earlier in the year using the Revive laser, and I wanted to show you the photos here because you can see a big improvement in my jowls area and the lines next to my mouth in just 30 days. I'm in the middle of another 30-day test using the Revive laser, and I am very excited to see what additional results I can get in this area. The updated results will be posted in early July 2025. And this laser is very, very powerful. It is fast, it is easy, it is a pleasure to use because I can get done with my treatment in minutes. I stamp it across my face, but you can glide it if you'd rather do that. And if you are familiar with laser hair removal devices or the DermRays laser hair removal devices, it feels and works similarly to that, but it's not focusing on hair, it's focusing on collagen stimulation and targeting the melanin in your skin. So it's just as fast and easy, and it has that cooling mechanism that you're used to when you use laser hair removal devices. It is just so fast and so comfortable, and I cannot believe how fast it is done. I am always amazed at how fast and easy it is to use and how quickly the treatment is over. Whenever I use a DermRays device, when I'm done with the treatment, I always say to myself, that's it, and I never get over it. It's just so fast, and I just really love using their devices. This laser has an energy density of 10 joules per centimeter squared. That is the strongest at-home laser that I have in my collection, and that means that you don't have to use it very frequently. That's one of the most appealing things about this laser, is that you don't have to use it that much, especially as you get into maintenance mode. They recommend you use it 3 to 4 times per week for the first 2 weeks, then 2 to 3 times per week for the subsequent 3 weeks, and then once or twice a month thereafter. And I am currently in the middle of a test using the laser, and I'm using it twice a week. And then when July hits, I will be using it just twice a month. And that is incredible. It takes just a couple of minutes to get done with my entire face and my neck. And if I can commit to that twice a month and maintain my results, I think that is really incredible and will be very attractive to this community. And the test that I've been doing is showing really great results. I've been targeting this new hyperpigmentation and melasma flare that I've seen on my cheeks here, the lower portion of my face, and up here on my forehead. I'm about 3 weeks into the test and I can really see my pigment brightening up and lightening up, and so I'm really excited. It is a slower process than getting, say, a Cosmelan depigmentation peel, but I like that the technology of this laser is similar to that depigmentation peel, that it goes deeper to target the melanin, and that's what I need because I have pigmented skin. But if you don't have pigmented skin and you have the other skin conditions like fine lines and wrinkles, texture, redness, this laser is good for all of that. For me, I like to use this laser for preventative purposes to smooth out my 11s, my forehead lines. I have crow's feet that are coming in more and more, and I like to use the laser to smooth these out. They're mostly dynamic, but I find that a laser like this really helps with dynamic lines. Then I like to smooth out my whole face and tighten up my jowls and tighten up my neck. I'm also using this laser on my hooded eyes. I pull up the skin and I do 4 pulses on my orbital bone here to keep this area tight and lifted, and it's working great. But it's very important to not use the laser anywhere near your eye. You do not want to do it in the inner corners of your eyes or anywhere on your lid near your eyeball. I am using it up on the orbital bone or the brow bone and pulling up the skin and pulsing the laser away from my eyeball. You don't need to use goggles because the way the device is designed is that it won't pulse the laser unless it has full contact with your skin. It's going to pulse the laser into the dermis. It's not going to bounce off your skin and hurt your eyes. So you don't need to worry about wearing goggles. The laser has 3 levels. I use the laser on level 3. I do not have sensitive skin. And because there's that built-in cooling mechanism, I find the laser to be very comfortable. You can feel the heat from the laser, but because it has that cooling mechanism built in, it feels very cooling on your skin when you use the laser. And you do have to plug the laser in. The system is quite bulky here, but I don't mind that at all. As long as I'm not traveling, I like to plug in the laser because then I know I'm getting it at full power, and I'm also getting that cooling mechanism. So if you have sensitive skin, or you've had issues where other devices you have hurt your skin, this is a great one to try, especially because it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, so you can test it out, see how it feels for your skin. You could even start on level 1 and work your way up to level 3 and see how it feels, but I have had no problem using this laser on level 3 since I started using it. The laser is suitable for all skin types and all skin tones, and when I'm working on my pigment areas, I like to pulse the laser 2 to 3 times over each section of pigment, and I checked with DermRays and they said that's completely fine, but just be extra careful to protect your skin from the sun. It's very important to wear SPF 50. I use tinted mineral SPF 50 or higher, which my dermatologist told me would really help me with my pigment, and it has been helping me. My pigment flared recently from heat, so I'm wearing this SPF 50 to help prevent further flare-ups of my pigment and also to protect my skin because I am using this very powerful laser a couple times a week right now. So always wear a hat, sunglasses. You could wear a face shield if you want to really protect your face from the sun. I have a new visor with a fan built in that can cool down my face if I'm outside and it's hot, that will hopefully help with my flare-ups. And I'm just doing everything that I can to protect my skin from another melasma flare-up or from more pigment flaring up now that we're moving into the summer season. It is just very important to protect your skin from the sun if you're using a laser like this. So now let's talk through the upgraded features in the new laser. This has only been out for a couple of months, like I said earlier, but if you shop the laser on the website, you will get the upgraded version. I don't think they're selling the original anymore. The main upgrade that they made was making it easier to use on your forehead area. The original laser, the way that the sensors worked, it was really difficult to get it to pulse on the forehead area because it's very thin and very bony. And because of the way that the sensors need to have contact with the skin, I had a really hard time getting it to pulse on my forehead. So they upgraded the sensors in the new laser so that it's much easier to get the right skin contact to pulse the laser on the forehead. And I have such an easier time using this. The forehead has been the only area where I have a little bit of trouble, and it's just now this one little spot that I have trouble with the new laser. I like to push my skin and then rock the device from side to side or roll it across your skin, and that's the way that I can get it to pulse in this one spot that I have an issue with. But that's the only spot, and with the original laser, I had a really hard time getting it to pulse pretty much on my entire forehead. So the new laser has been upgraded. You can get done with your forehead so much easier, and then once you get past the forehead, it's really quick and simple because it just pulses so easily on the rest of your face. It also has more stable energy output. The pulse width is 21% longer, and it has a 54% faster rise time, which makes each flash steadier and more efficient. It has greater precision and uniformity. It also is much quieter. Even at the highest energy level, the noise has been reduced really greatly, which makes your routine much more peaceful. I didn't find the original device to be too loud at all, and I found it to be on par with my other devices. But if you like a quieter, more peaceful treatment, you will really like this device. I personally didn't mind hearing the beep from the laser, so I knew that I was on track. I didn't really think that that was necessary, but I'm glad they rolled that out in case the laser was too loud for some people. So those are all of the upgrades, and if you have any questions about any of those upgrades, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best to get you an answer. And now I will show you both lasers. I'm going to focus on the original laser on this side of my face and the upgraded laser on this side of my face. I created a split screen so that you can see both lasers side by side, and the forehead is a tricky area. On the original side, the laser isn't pulsing really at all, and on the upgraded side, I'm having better luck and I'm trying out the rocking method, and it is working. And once you get done with the forehead, the rest of the face is so easy. I'm just stamping the laser across my face. And the original side looks like I'm ahead, but it's because I couldn't get the laser to pulse on my forehead and I gave up, where I did have luck getting it to pulse on the upgraded side. But you'll see in the end, it's almost the same amount of time. It comes in at around 1 minute to get done with my entire side of my face and the side of my neck. It's important to note that I focus on the jawline and underneath my chin and the sides of my neck, but never directly on my throat or my thyroid. For the center of my throat, if I wanted to use a device, I would use a microneedling tool or red light therapy. And that's it. I am done with the laser so fast. And then I wanted to show you the original laser on its own when I'm doing it 2 to 3 times on each pigmented area, because you can hear the laser beeping. And it sounds much different than the upgraded version here. You can barely hear it. So that's a big difference between the two versions. And then here I'm going to show you how I do my hooded eyes, 4 pulses with the original laser, and then 4 pulses with the upgraded laser, and then I am done. Now let's move on to the clinical study results. They did a rigorous third-party clinical test with 28 subjects aged 33 to 59 who followed the prescribed treatment regimen for 56 days. 93% reported smoother and tighter skin, 96% reported fewer facial wrinkles, 96% reported brighter complexion, 96% reported smaller, more delicate pores, and 96% reported less pigmentation and melasma. Here are the before and after photos from the DermRays website, and of course you can go to the website to see this in more detail and see more of the statistics, but this is the crow's feet area, which shows improvement in fine lines and wrinkles, and then this is the nasolabial fold area, which shows improvement in fine lines and wrinkles, and lastly this is the cheek area, which shows improvement in both texture and fine lines and wrinkles. I've been testing this laser for a few months now, and I can confirm that it absolutely works, and because of how powerful it is, how infrequently you have to use it, and how it targets my pigment and collagen stimulation, and because each treatment only takes a couple of minutes, it is my go-to laser device in my collection right now. Okay, so now let's get into my set of FAQs that I prepared for you. Number 1, is the DermRays Revive a fractional laser device? No, the DermRays Revive laser uses a uniform light spot rather than a fractional pattern. This allows the 1064 nanometer wavelength to penetrate deep into the dermis to stimulate collagen production and to target the melanin, so if you have any pigment on your skin, it will brighten that up over time. And I'm just gonna add a little sidebar here. No, this laser does not cause facial fat loss. It does not target the fat layer, so you don't have to worry about it melting fat. I get asked that usually every time I make a beauty device video. I do not use any devices that impact my facial fat. And I've been using this device for months now, and I can confirm that is true. Next question, can I use this on dark skin? Yes. The 1064 nanometer laser is safe for all skin tones, including the darker Fitzpatrick types. Yes, it's designed to bypass melanin and reach the dermis safely. No heat damage, no pigment risk. So if you have darker skin, it's going to bypass that layer of skin and target the dermis. However, someone like me that has lighter skin with darker patches of melanin, that's what the laser is going to target. It's going to target where the skin is not uniform. So it's safe whether you have darker skin tone or if you have pigment on your face like me that you're hoping the laser will target and brighten up. The next question, is this laser stronger than an LED mask? Yes, it is, but it's important to understand that an LED mask is a completely different category. A laser like this works with a narrow beam wavelength that goes deep to target the dermis, whereas an LED mask works with broad spectrum light and more shallow penetration. So if you're looking at red wavelength, like 633 nanometers, for example, that's going to not penetrate as deeply and it's going to be a broader beam of light. So it's different. And that's why this laser is so powerful at collagen stimulation and melasma and hyperpigmentation reduction. Next question, does it hurt? No, this laser does not hurt on my skin at all. I use it on level 3, and because it has that built-in cooling mechanism, I feel the heat a little bit, but I feel the cooling more. It feels just like a laser hair removal device. Like I had mentioned earlier, you will feel a warm flick, not a zap. It's not gonna zap you and hurt you. It's comfortable and calming, and it's not aggressive. Next question, can I combine this with other skincare or devices? I always get asked this question, and yes, you absolutely can, but I personally pick one heat-based device to use in my routine, and I space them out. So I am not using any other heat-based lasers or any radio frequency devices while I'm using my DermRays Revive laser, and that's because I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to be too aggressive with my skin because heat is causing damage at the dermis level to stimulate collagen regeneration and stimulation, and I don't want to overdo it by using too much heat. So I will personally isolate the results of a laser like this for 30 to 60 days or longer if I'm still seeing results. And if I want to work in another heat-based device, like another laser or radio frequency, I'll rotate that in after giving my skin a few days rest and then track results. But it is very important to track your results to see which is working best for your skin and not use more than one heat-based device in your routine if you want to be conservative like me. I know other people out there do use multiple heat-based devices in their routine, but I don't. I'm very conservative and I like to take a very gentle approach to my skin. But you can absolutely use this with your microcurrent devices, with your LED devices, with a cold laser like the Lima laser. That would be a perfect companion to this laser because it is a cold laser and it's not using heat to stimulate collagen. If you want to use microneedling, you could, but I would allow my skin to heal before using a laser like this again because you don't want to mix needling your skin with heat. And you also don't want to use really aggressive actives like acids or retinoids immediately after. I'm still using tretinoin and vitamin C and tranexamic acid as part of my skincare routine. I'm not using my DermRays Revive laser and then putting on tretinoin right afterwards. I'm spacing it out. And because I'm only using this laser a couple times a week right now, I can work those stronger actives into my routine with no problem. And once I hit July and I get into the twice a month schedule, it's going to be no problem to continue to use all of the actives in my skincare routine. So lastly, let's talk about price. This laser retails for $6.99 US on the website, but if you use my code Trina130, it's $5.69. And again, that is better than the deal that is live on the site, so take advantage of my offer while it's still around to get the best deal on this laser. This laser is FDA cleared. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's free shipping. It comes with a 2-year warranty, and it does ship globally. And that is another reason why this laser is very attractive to this community, all of you watching. We are a very global community, and there are other devices out there that are very popular that you could only shop if you live in the US. So if you live outside the US, you can get this laser. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the new and improved DermRays Revive laser, please drop them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share with a friend, leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel before you leave so you don't miss any of my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!